What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another Should You Pull video, where I give you my opinions for upcoming banners coming to the global version of the game. In today's video, we are going to take a look at Caius' Lost Chapter banner, but before we do start, like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help the channel, and I would really appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's start this video. Alright guys, so we'll start this off with Caius' rework, which is kind of like a very minor rework if you ask me. It adds 2 uses to his Pulsar Burst and increases the brave damage he deals when attacking a debuff target. Eye of Bahamut gets 1 extra use instead of just the 1, so it adds up to 2. This also increases now its brave damage dealt when attacking a debuff target, and it also improves the max brave down and defense down effects from the chaos debuff, or the chaos variant of these debuffs. Alright, so let's move on to his LD with all the passives included. He will be getting the Giga Graviton LD ability, so this will give him a flat 30% attack increase. He also get a 10% increased attack while he's buffed thanks to his LD board. This will have 4 uses in total and will increase his own brave by 160% of his current HP, and he will follow this up with an AoE HP attack, and then follow this up again by a 4-hit AoE melee brave plus AoE HP attack that is delivered twice. His brave gain overflow will increase by 20% and will have a total of a 130% max brave overflow limit for his stolen brave. This will also increase the brave damage dealt when attacking a debuff target and will have a split HP damage. He will also increase his brave by 20% of the total HP damage dealt before the last HP attack, which is a nice little addition for a brave refund, making sure he doesn't get broken really quickly. This will also grant him 4 turns of 3 levels of body and soul, and will not consume a use count on the next turn. However, this still excludes some abilities, so no extra LD ability usage, unfortunately. Now, this also is going to inflict a break on all the targets as long as the target is afflicted with the Doom Chaos debuff. And when the battle starts, he will apply all the different kinds of debuff that he applies with, and these are all going to be the Chaos variant. Then this will last for 4 turns, and he will also inflict 2 turns of the Doom Chaos debuff. Okay, so now let's talk about the special effect Heart of the Chaos, which he has at the start of the fight. This is going to be improved thanks to his LD. Basically, it will increase his max brave attack by 40% now, and will increase the stolen brave by 20%, which I do believe is still the same, and the effects do stay even if Heart of the Chaos is cancelled. This is basically his ability to not die, and basically will recover all of his HP once his HP falls below 1, and he will be granted now with 4 turns of 5 levels of body and soul. Now, body and soul will restore his HP by 5% of his max HP per level, and will restore his brave by 50% of his initial brave per level. Alright guys, so after hearing all this information regarding Caius' rework and of course his LD, what do I think of him as a character overall? Honestly, Caius brings in a good option for a good debuffer. If you're lacking on a debuffer, Caius can cover you there. His debuffs aren't so bad. You know, Doom is a nice little debuff that, you know, doesn't exactly happen straight away. However, it can really save you from, you know, dying at times. So if that ticker goes down to 0, it's just instant break. It's a really good way to save yourself from something you probably didn't anticipate, or something along those lines. And as you guys can probably see, he actually didn't get much of a rework. It's just adding more to his kit or ability usage, which I think he sorely needed. He already hits quite well. he has multiple brave hits already, so brave shaving isn't really a problem. And plus, he did get an increase in attack to his Heart of the Chaos, and now with his LD, probably not as high as some other characters with the increase in attack, but then again, he's not, I guess, compared to the other characters that got like a 60% increase or something along those lines, he was released a little bit later than those characters, so his damage overall should be okay. And the addition of his ability to actually inflict the debuffs at the start of the fight really helps as well, where previously he actually didn't have this with his EX Plus, which was kind of weird. But overall, he is going to be a decent character. I think the value for him will be on his call ability, since he will be able to inflict those debuffs straight away when you call him. And they're all frame debuffs as well. You're able to block off a lot of the enemies' buffs if they are those kinds of enemies that buff themselves with a lot of buff, like on top of my head, like a behemoth type monster. They like to buff themselves with multiple buffs, so if you already have those frame debuffs, you can prevent that from happening. So when it comes to call abilities, I think he's one of the best one right now, seeing that obviously he does have his LD call ability as well, which is a very good option, because right now we don't really have a lot of option in terms of LD call ability. So we only have Ramza right now, but obviously as time goes on, there will be better call abilities. So now, while I do say he has some real value there, it's not like I'm saying he doesn't have any value as a main party member, because he does. Like I said, those debuffs are pretty useful. The max brave down is always pretty useful, and being a frame debuff or a chaos variant, even if the enemies are immune to the max brave debuff, this is considered different, so it will still apply. So there's some value there, especially if you don't have a debuffer right now. But obviously there are quite a few debuffers options as well. So like currently we have Fran, but I think Fran is kind of a bad example, because she's kind of like the end tail of her usefulness. She's not as useful as she used to be. But there are definitely other options for like frame debuffs, like Kefka, but Kefka is a magic DPS, so if you need a melee one or a physical one, obviously Caius can fill all those roles. So there's definitely some value in him if you are looking for a good debuffer. Now, with that being said, the final question remains, should you pull? I'm gonna go with maybe not on this one. I just don't feel like pulling for Caius for his call ability, which I think is his main big attraction, is enough to warrant a full-on pull with your gems. If you're going with tickets, go ahead and use your tickets. But if Caius is your favorite, go ahead and pull, because like I said, by no any means that he is going to be trash. He's actually a pretty decent character, pretty solid as well. And I can't say anything enough about his debuffs plus Doom. And the one thing I've actually forgot to mention is he can also initiate chase sequence thanks to his EX ability. So there's definitely a lot of options with Caius. Plus he just doesn't die on the first time around, right? So that's always a good thing. So I think he's just in a bad place in terms of the banners, because excuse me, because we still have Ramza. If you still don't have Ramza's LD, I would probably pick Ramza over Caius. And then we just got Balthier's LD, which is the global first, so that's a lot more attractive than Caius right now. And I feel bad because he's sort of stuck in this like in between of all these like banners coming up as well. So, and I can't just justify like pulling for him, but like I said, he is a pretty decent character. He's a solid character with great debuffs and, you know, able to do quite a few things as well in terms of re-breaking and then being able to use his EX ability to initiate chase. So, like I said, you know, this is totally going to be up in the air depending if you like Caius and you like his kit, you go ahead and pull. I'm not saying don't pull, but for those people who like myself who have pitied a few characters just now and don't have any resources, this is a good time to actually save your resources, especially if you have other options for a debuffer. Like I said previously as well, if I might have said this before, but there are a few debuffers that are available right now for you to use, or you know, instead of Caius. So overall, I think he is going to be a strong character. Currently, he has multiple brave hits, which is great for brave shaving, and he's got a pretty decent overflow limit as well, which is really nice. So I think I'll end the video right there, guys. Please do remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel and I would really appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. Leave down in the comments below if you're planning to pull on this banner. One other thing is, you might have noticed there is no call abilities. I did not put them here. The main reason for this is I'm trying to cut down on repetitive information, because I feel like, you know, the call abilities are basically either their S1 or S2, and then their LD ability call is basically just their LD ability. So I don't want to keep repeating the same things over and over, so I decided to leave those out for now. And if there's any requests for it, I might consider bringing it back, but currently I just don't see any reason for me to actually put them there. You might get a few buffs here and there thanks to the call ability, but I don't know. I just feel like there's just bloated information if I add them here. And you know, now with the LD boards as well, I do want to keep the time limit for my videos right about the same, not just adding and adding. So anyway, guys, this is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.